This is my VR response to Creative Reduncies. Right, brother? Just a quick one because I haven't got much time. It's 11 questions. Do you take trips alone or in groups? I generally go off by myself because that's what I like, but I don't mind going off in groups. But if I had a choice, I'd be by myself. Most challenging hike, I've had a few. One or two up and down in Wales. Possibly when I first did the Pennine Way, because I was only about 13 when I did that. That was quite challenging. That was on my own. Most beautiful place I've slept outdoors, I would have to say up the West Mountains somewhere. I think it's quite well known, a couple of spots. But up there, or Loch Lomond's quite nice to wake up to. And I always liked waking up in the pine forest in Northumberland, where I used to play as a kid. Quite often I used to live in a pine forest. What winter activities do you do? If you're talking about skiing and sledging and that, I don't. I have snowboard fights with the kids. I like to go out in the winter. I like to go out where it's really bad weather at least once in the winter. I've stopped going out naked with, not that I go out naked, but like being wet through or simulating wet through in survival bags and that to see if I can still do it. But I can't do it as much as I used to do now. I'm getting on a bit. Winter for me is generally getting ready for the weather to crack, but I generally try to get out during the winter also. But I don't do skiing or nothing like that. Have I ever hurt myself outdoors? Seriously hurt myself? Yeah, a couple of times. I've got a scar on the inside of my leg. I slipped with a knife. I had to stitch myself up. I've broken legs, broken knees. Back's gone out a couple of times. Shoulders, I've hurt myself a couple of times. So a couple of times, but I've always tried to get myself back. Never been rescued. But yeah, a couple of times. Do you practice survival techniques every single day of my life? I think it's survival, you know what I mean? And I don't think it's a survival kit. I think it's a get out of the situation kit or an accessory kit. But every day I'll practice something. I'll test myself, like I'll only have my left hand to use, or I'll only have one leg, and I'll test myself like that. But yeah, every day. Using one-handed stuff, just every day. What do I think of traditional bush camp? If you're talking about camping out and making your own shelter, that's what I do generally. But if you're talking about what we call bushcraft, traditional bushcraft, you know, things like the bow drill and all that, if that's fair enough to learn how to do it, but I wouldn't suggest that's a way to light fire because it's calorific. But some of the stuff I like to do, but traditional stuff, yes, keep the skills. Keep the skills, but like I wouldn't go dressed like 18th century or something like that. I wouldn't do that, but I have got a flint and steel, like, you know, yeah, flint and steel, like a traditional flint and steel. I do things like that. I can't do the bow drill. But yeah, I'll tell you what I really like to do is get back to the knowledge of my wild animals. But I give and take it. The easiest way. I generally do things the easiest way. Number 8, favourite dish to make outdoors. I've got 2. I like to eat squirrel. Well, I've gone off trapping, but I used to eat squirrel quite a lot. So I used to like making squirrel. And one of the favourite things I make is tinned corned beef or buddy beef with tinned spaghetti or something like that. I like making that, and I like making hot dogs. How do you How do I motivate myself in bad weather? It's got to get done, so you've got to crack on, get it done. Don't really need them, quite self-motivated. Number 10, my dream destination, well, that would be peace and love. But in reality, back in Northumberland, back in the pine woods and pine forests in Northumberland, England. And number 11, my heaviest equipment. I would like to say my heaviest equipment is my knowledge, but that's dead light. The heaviest modern stuff I've been buying myself is some of the Pathfinder stuff. I think is quite heavy altogether. From Dave Canterbury. I've got separate bush pot, which I bought 2 or 3 years ago, and I've never used it because I thought it was heavy. But I think I might start using it. The heaviest thing I might carry kit-wise is, if I'm taking it, would be my axe. I don't generally take that because we're in Scotland and in England, Great Britain, you know what I mean? But be my axe or my sleeping bag. If I take a full winter sleeping bag system, that might be the heaviest thing. The heaviest single bit of kit would be an axe or my sleeping bag system. There you go. That's my 11 answers to your tag.